Welcome back to Fantasy Fomo. For those new to the channel, we take a data-driven approach to fantasy football. Our goal is to reduce FOMO by making fact-driven decisions. To stay up to date, like this video, click subscribe and the bell notification. In this episode, we're going to use ThoughtSpot's advanced search capabilities to identify potential replacements for Josh Dunkley at the Western Bulldogs. So I want to have a look at player name, their total Supercoach points, and let's have a look at their average Supercoach points, and also let's get a count of matches, so unique count of match ID. Let's limit that to players who have played for the Western Bulldogs, and let's look at that for the last 2 years and this year. And let's have a look at this data set that's returned. And also let's sort that by our average Supercoach points. So this is interesting. Gives us the average over the last 3 years of competition for each player. And we can see here Jackson Macrae, Josh Dunkley, and Marcus Bontempelli. So there's nothing unique about this information. Where we want to use ThoughtSpot is let's identify how players perform when Josh Dunkley goes large, so scores more than 120 points, versus who picks up the points when Josh Dunkley is not scoring. So this is where we can use ThoughtSpot's advanced search capability. So what I want to do is limit this result set down to only those matches where player name is Josh Dunkley, and they've scored, and we'll say that where Josh Dunkley has scored over 120 points. And let's also limit that to this year and the last 2 years. So we can see here a table. So these are the average Supercoach points again, where Josh Dunkley has scored over 120 points. And we can see, Jackson Macrae, Adam Shaw, Bontempelli, etc. get a lot of points when Josh Dunkley is also getting points. So what I want to do is I just want to save this answer, and I'm just going to pin this to a pin board I'm going to create. And let's just create a new pin board. We'll just call this a scratchpad pin board. Cool. So the second bit of analysis I want to do is, okay, how do the players perform when Josh Dunkley doesn't score? So let's just change our search with a very simple change of the filter to when Josh Dunkley goes under 90 points. And what we can see here is the number of players and who's scoring well when Josh Dunkley doesn't score well. So I just want to pin this to our pin board. So with this very simple use of the in keyword, I've been able to do a subquery on the data to very quickly identify players that score points when Josh Dunkley is either scoring well or scoring poorly. So let's have a look at those two queries side by side and see if we can identify a standout player. So I just want to, let's just change the title. That's over 120 points. We'll just make this a little bit smaller. Let's change the title of this one. Under 90 points. We'll save that. So on the left-hand side are the results when Josh Dunkley is scoring well. Let's just resize the columns just so we can see everything in the same pane. And the same on this side. Let's resize the columns. So we've got the total points, the average points, and the number of matches. And the player that immediately stands out to me, so I'm just scanning the list on the left-hand side. So we have Jackson Macrae and Marcus Bontempelli at 1 and 2, and nothing's really changing there. But we can see here that the third ranked player is Tom Liberatore. So when Dunkley is not scoring, Tom Liberatore is scoring 116 points. But we can see here on the left-hand side, when Dunkley does score, Liberatore only averages 84 points. So this is a fantastic insight that I've been able to identify in 5 minutes about which player, according to the data, is an ideal replacement for Josh Dunkley this week. So that's it for this episode. If you like the content, please leave your feedback and questions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.